everybody, and welcome back to the Toys for Games podcast, the 101st episode of the Toys for Games podcast, that is. It's been a long time. It's been forever since we've talked to you. This is the limited edition. This is the shortened, abbreviated version of our normal podcast, in case you forgot what we do here. This is Wednesday, January 4th, 2017, the first podcast of the new year. I am one of your co-hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man who has finally returned to my arms, Jason Greer.
Good evening, Josh. How are we doing tonight?
Fantastic. It's a pleasure to be here. I've already messed up the intro once. People say podcasting is like riding a bike. You just jump on the microphone. You instantly remember how to do it. Not true, my friend. It's been a good 2.5 weeks since we've recorded this show, and I already forgot what we're doing here.
Who are we? What's going on?
I'm not sure. We also just had a lengthy 15-minute discussion about monster trucks.
Can't wait.
So
January 13th, be there, be square.
Whew. I mean, if you guys have been waiting for this episode of the podcast, the wait is 10 times as much for Jason and monster trucks. I assure you that. You're so excited.
I am excited. That's legitimately, I put on the calendar and I have a reminder and I have Fandango alerts set for when tickets go on sale. Just because, you know what? I'm going in. Let's do it.
The first time we talked about this was back at E3.
Yep.
And Matt and I both looked at you like you were crazy. Like you were absolutely nuts for telling us about this movie. It was supposed to come out last year. It didn't.
Yep.
Got pushed. But next weekend's the weekend, man.
Dude, it's gonna be a thing to happen.
It's going to be a thing. That is definitely for sure. Another thing that's happening is this podcast, the limited edition, episode 101. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks. We took a little break after episode 100, and I think it was much needed. It was much appreciated that you guys, the listening audience, stuck by our side and realized that, we hitting 100 was a milestone, but then it felt like immediately after that, the holidays kicked into gear, and it was just like, nope, let's take a couple weeks off here. Amy was in town, right?
Yep.
You had all kinds of family stuff. I had family stuff. Work's been just absolutely disastrous. It's been a busy few weeks, so we needed the break. It was kind of unexpected. Some people were wondering if we officially announced it, which we didn't. It just kind of organically happened. Once I realized I hadn't heard from Jason in about a week, I was like, yeah, we're probably not recording this week. He's dead, I think. But no, everybody's safe and sound. We are re-energized. It's the new year. We're back. We are going to kick 2017 off with a bang, as we always do. We have some news to cover. Again, this time of year, not a whole bunch of news, but it's amazing what happens when you don't do a show for a couple weeks, how much news you actually accumulate. So
Stuff happens.
Yeah, crazy, right? Big thank you to our executive producer, as always, George Torres, who was kind enough to text us in the middle of the night a little while ago to remind us that Monster Trucks was happening, as if Jason wasn't already prepared for the release of that fine feature film. Also, show sponsor, Devin Lachinsky. Big thank you to him. You can find his YouTube channel over at youtube.com/user/DLASCH2. That's the number 2. Going forward, we're going to get started. We're going to cover the news as quickly as we can here, because this is the limited edition. So, let's start off with the biggest news of the last few weeks happened this morning. It's like, the podcast gods are smiling down on us once again, Jason.
Indeed.
They knew we were recording tonight, and they're like, you know what? You guys need a big story to talk about. Boom, here it is. Disney Infinity. Jason, what's going on?
Yeah, so Disney Infinity, we got another character leak. One I thought might be coming eventually, but glad to see it coming now with Rogue One coming out. We did officially get our first look at Baze Malbus, who was one of the characters in Rogue One. This was up on a ArtStation link, one of the links that digital artists use to post some of their resume and things like that. And this was shown up on B. Allen's photo page there. And so, yeah, looks pretty sweet. Again, they were all, I don't say done as in production run, but they were playable in game as far as like they were testing them and some of the developers were playing them. I heard from a couple of people who played as the Rogue One characters. So they were this well into production, obviously, right. With stuff. So obviously final printing was not done. I'm sure they probably had to have physical, like the Peter Pan ones. I'm sure there's probably some kind of physical models floating around as well. I think I actually heard from somebody saying there was some, because I think I heard somebody say they actually held them.
Right.
But again, those would be probably not in the box ones yet, but well into the process.
Sure. And no word if there's going to be any more shown off for release. This kind of came out of nowhere, so.
Yeah, this came on the one, so I don't know, like, again, I don't fully know how Disney Infinity System works as far as how many people designed what, so this is from one person, so I don't know if he designed multiple ones or just the only one he designed.
Right.
So there's multiple artists, but yeah, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if more showed up.
Yeah. Got to see the droid, man.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah.
Hope so.
That's what we need to see. Let's swing over to Lego Dimensions. What's going on with Lego Dimensions these days?
So Lego Dimensions, we obviously are getting very, very close to the next release with Wave 7.5 launching in February 10th. So we'll be here very, very soon. And then in addition to that, technically the second half of Wave 8, because they're saying Wave 7.5 is really the half of 7, but really it's the first half of 8. But because Wave 7.5 and 8 are combined into one wave, that's why both are going to be small. But it looks like it might be March 21st, as the pre-order cards for the Target exclusive Batman Fun Pack have showed up in stores, and it's showing it's exclusive until March 21st. So obviously it would seem to signal that that's when the next set of figures coming out and exclusivity will end, just like Marceline the Vampire Queen exclusivity ends when Wave 7.5 launches in February.
The power of deduction.
Yes, man. Use that logic.
Yes. We like logic.
And then, of course, there was some potential data mined new info coming from the most recent update. The file itself, I really don't know how I feel about it. The guy who leaked it was very public about it. He came on Twitter saying, yeah, it was me. So he's taking credit for it. So, for someone to be posting bad information to be publicly, saying that was me on Twitter, I don't really know. Don't see too many people doing that. Most anonymous tips are the ones that are fake. Right. Also, so who knows? But it shows Chase McCain, but McCain is spelled wrong. I don't know. It could just easily be a simple typo, but it seems weird that you would think Lego would be able to spell their own stuff right.
You would think.
But who knows? But yeah, it's a fun pack. I don't know why people still thought it was going to be a level pack. Wasn't going to make any sense for them to do a level pack of it, but especially when they're releasing the remastered-ish kind of ones soon. So just a fun pack just to taste your palate for that. But so that looks to be coming in a fun pack. Then it looks like we're getting a Teen Titans Go team pack. And then finally the bigger news from it is Lord Vortek fun pack. Again, we knew he was in existence. They talked about he wasn't done yet. The last we heard in an interview, so that seemed to imply that it was coming soon. And again, it was planned to be in a third exclusive figure in the polyback like Supergirl and Green Arrow, but since it wasn't done, maybe the promotion they had lined up, they didn't have time to do it, so maybe they changed it into the fun pack, or maybe they changed their mind after some of the discussions from how the Green Arrow and Supergirl was handled. Mm-hmm. Who knows? But looks like we might be that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get it.
Right.
But I would say it's far, far from saying we're officially getting out of the fun pack. But this isn't proving it either way. But wouldn't be surprised with what we already know.
Yeah. It does feel like we're getting them in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yes.
Skylanders Imaginators.
Yeah, so we are getting Pain-Yatta hopefully soon, with the dual pack starting to ship from Amazon. It's available for pre-order / back order / whatever you want to call whatever they're doing.
/ who cares? This is the only news I care about this week.
Yeah. It will be shipping here soon. I guess the end of the week. I think some people are getting.
Yeah.
So
Delivery
we'll be coming.
the 12th. I have for mine.
Yeah. So we'll be coming ASAP. Some people who have found him in other territories did find the Chase variant in it. So it's going to be a Chase variant in a dual pack, which is pretty interesting. It's like a clear blue kind of thing, but a darker blue. That's the way to put it. But looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So can't really say be sure to keep your eyes open because it's kind of at this point luck of the draw in the U.S. Whether Amazon spoils you or not. But if it ever comes single release, obviously be sure to check that out. Or if the dual packs hit stores, be sure to definitely look through those, see if you can find that blue version of Pain-Yatta.
I'll just put this out here. I'll talk about it more on the regular show, but I will put a very healthy bounty out for a Pain-Yatta Chase variant.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then finally, the other thing, I guess we didn't talk about this.
No.
I'm getting all the dates mixed up, but yeah, the always awesome employee exclusive figure came out, and it's December. So it's Ember holiday version. It was right there in front of our faces the entire time.
So good.
And we missed it.
Yeah.
Because one of those things now, like I feel like it's my challenge now to guess what the employee variant name is going to be, and I'm like, I have no idea, because I had no idea which one they were going to do, and it was right there, missed it.
Yeah. It was too obvious, is what it was.
I forget what we named our, because it's Jim. Is it Jim who writes the bios? Is that what his name was?
Jim from back at Skylanders HQ.
Yeah. Was it Ted or something we named? Somebody who's in charge of the puns? I thought we gave him a name too.
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
But anyways, quality job as always with him. Figure looks great, as you would expect. Packaging looks great. So again, people are still upset that they don't get it, but tough luck. I think it's fantastic. Well done for Skylanders taking care of their employees.
Absolutely.
There was someone who made a joke about what also might have come with that figure. But I mean, you have to laugh. I'm sorry, you have to laugh. But
I'd like to think it's like the movie Major Leagues, where it's just like a little ticket hanging in the locker, you know.
Or how what's his name was fired from the Bills. He was fired over a conference call.
Yeah, well, that's his own fault for asking about his future. Like, maybe you just avoid that subject altogether. I don't know.
So funny. But yeah, so that's all kind of stuff, exciting stuff. Again, I'll be picking up soon. So we have that little bit Toys of Life of lull, but January and February will be very nice to us.
Jason.
Yes, sir.
You forgot something.
What did I forget? Oh, yes, I did.
Come on now. I mean, unless you're saving that for the regular show, because that's going to be a doozy to talk about. But
I will be a doozy, so we'll tease it. We'll use it as a teaser.
Okay.
But Thrillipede has been found in a Target in California.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was California, right?
California.
And it was 100% North American box art.
Yep.
It wasn't the European one.
Nope.
So I don't really know. We'll dive into it in the future and what it means for the count up. But yeah, I don't really know.
I don't really know either, but I talked to our friend Matt over at SkylandersCharacterList.com, and I got his opinion on it, and I will share his thoughts on it on the regular show.
All right, sounds good.
He's excited. Amiibo. Let's talk about Amiibo real quick.
Yeah, so we did get Poochie and Yoshi Woolly World's packaging revealed. So those will be coming. Those Amiibo coming down the line. You can check those out. And the good news for the Wii U version will be updated for support with Poochie. So don't worry if you're just worried it's going to be a 3DS exclusive. Don't worry, it'll be coming to that system as well. For fans of box art, the Breath of the Wild Amiibo box art also came out. We already saw the monster thing. Is it Spider? What was that thing called? Guardian.
Yeah.
I already saw that. So we saw the new single packaging for that as well, for the single figures. So maybe coming, what did it say, April 21st? Is that what the one date linked today? EB Games or something?
I think so. I don't remember. I
think it was.
Yeah.
Friends over Nintendo Wire said something about it.
Sure.
But yeah, Switch Direct then, speaking of Nintendo, stuff will be next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
the 13th, right?
12th.
12th. Looking forward to monster trucks already.
Yeah. Is that 8 p.m. Pacific?
8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Super late for you guys over on the East Coast.
I can't wait. I'm glad it's prime time. It's not even prime time, but it's whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited it's so late.
Well, you don't have to, pretend like you're working while watching it.
Right. My brother-in-law got a projector for Christmas.
Ooh.
And he already put up like I forget if he got a screen or if he just painted the wall white. I forget what he ended up doing. But 100-inch I think is what the setup is. So might go over there and watch it there.
Nice.
All the kids will be in bed, so we'll be down in the basement watching that. So be good fun.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know what the Switch means for Amiibo, but hopefully Amiibo makes an appearance during the direct. I feel like it's if I'm just guessing here, I want to say Nintendo probably wants to go between 45 minutes and an hour with this thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Break it all down, show everything, talk about as much as you can. I mean, they got 2 months before release, so you would think that they would have time to discuss how Amiibo is going to be used with this thing. That could take up a decent chunk of time during this direct. So obviously, Amiibo fans are waiting with bated breath to see what comes of that.
Well, and we'll talk about the full show. But I don't expect like a huge block to be dedicated or talk about anything. Like I just expect maybe they might show like a new Zelda or new Mario Kart or whatever, and just like almost tease it by just tapping on it, and and be like, oh crap, it's happening, and then kind of move on to show what's happening, but they don't want to like focus heavily on it. But if they don't talk about it, then obviously it's
bad.
It's bad.
Yeah,
but
we will see. But I think they're going to want to. My hope is that they want to reward the collectors of Amiibo that have kept them afloat for the last 2 years. Yeah. With just like, hey, that is if it's included in the Switch. If it's not, then they're not going to say anything about it. They're not going to say it's not included. They're just going to ignore that Amiibo even exists. But I feel like more than just a tease is justified in this circumstance.
Sure.
Moving right along. I know on the regular show, we're going to talk about Beasts of Balance. You finally played it, from what I understand.
Yep.
So we'll have a full discussion about that, what you think of it. We're also going to talk about a new thing that kind of hit our radar recently. That's something to look out for in 2017, called Playtable. So that will be on the full show. Don't need to break it down here. We'll also talk about Toiji on the full show. Give an update on their Kickstarter campaign that they have. It's getting to the end, and they are in need of some help for sure. But quickly here, Lightseekers, our friends over at Lightseekers, they had an interesting thing happen to them.
Yeah, so we got our first leak of 2017, and our first Lightseekers leak ever. Because it's one of those things, like, I was curious if we ever would, just because a different kind of operation, if we would ever get one, it would have to be like an accidentally published kind of thing on their end. But I didn't even think about this. But Tommy posted a catalog, which is the people who are making, manufacturing items themselves. Like catalog, I guess it was a 2017 Outlook, I guess it was.
Sure.
Showing stuff. So they're talking about Lightseekers, and they showed off some box art of like the cards and some other stuff that hadn't been announced yet. So they, again, full credit to them. They waited like, hey, just wait till Wednesday. So they waited till people are back in the office to the weekend. Because again, it happened over the weekend. So some people see it, but some people, I'm sure, listening were disconnected off social media and were enjoying the New Year's weekend. So they might not even seen anything yet. So it was a good time for it to happen.
Yeah.
Per se too. Like yes and no, because there was no damage control really over the weekend. But they waited till here, and then they were very open about it. They even said like on their Reddit, because one of our listeners, Toon Gump, posted about it over there and said, like, here's our first leak, and they let it up like on their Reddit page, which they're not officially running. I don't think. Like I don't know if there are moderators on there or not. They're flared, but I think it's still somewhat like independent per se, because I think somebody made it in the community, but. They didn't request for it to be taken down or anything like that.
Right.
They even said it on there, but like, so since it's out there, let's talk about some stuff and show some things and talked about some. So I think they even talked about some stuff that wasn't in the leak originally. They even announced some other new stuff as well. So handled it perfectly. So again, they officially confirmed we're getting waves. Second wave will be in the fall. So we'll get a bunch of stuff at launch and then some stuff at the end of the year.
That's exciting.
And there's more to be revealed. So they still only teased a couple of things. So.
Sure. Yep. No, good on them. We've dealt with many leaks over the course of this podcast, and for the most part, they're either ignored or very angrily disputed. And Lightseekers team, they decided to own it and take advantage of the situation and get some buzz going on, because of it. So good on them indeed. Again, this is the limited edition, so we're going to cut it short here because we have a full show to record. Everything that we talked about will be discussed in greater conversation over there, including the community question that we ask our Twitter followers, the email segment, and a whole bunch more fun stuff. So stick around. If you have time for the full show, it's going to be a fun one to listen to. If this is the only way that you listen to us, we definitely appreciate it. Jason, where can people find you at, my friend?
Yeah, you can always follow me personally on Twitter, twitter.com/JasonInquires. Or obviously head to facebook.com/JasonInquires, YouTube channel or Instagram. And if you're into just the Toys of Life-centric accounts, you can head to Brick Inquirer and Skylanders Inquirer.
You can find me personally on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. Be sure to follow the show on Twitter at Toys4Games. If you'd like to join the Facebook group, you can go over there, say hi to Ken. He's the man in charge. You could go to facebook.com/groups/Toys4Games. Our website is toys4games.com. You could email us anytime you feel free to do so. We had plenty of emails come in over the little break that we had, so that's going to be fun to read on the full show. That's podcast@toys4games.com. And if you'd like to support us and what we do here, you could do so at patreon.com/toys4games. One final note, the annual Toys for Games Awards is happening once again. This will be the second annual Toys for Games Awards. We host them to coincide with our anniversary. That is coming up officially on January 19th. We are tentatively shooting for that date to record and possibly live stream the award show.
Dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun. Now, if Jason somehow doesn't recover from seeing monster trucks, that date is flexible at this point and can change, so do not write it in pen on your calendars, your new shiny 2017 calendars. Please use pencil. I prefer color red, but just have that in mind. Around that date, we should be doing the award shows, which means we are busy behind the scenes putting together the categories and the nominees. You will see those up on the website soon, allowing all you guys out there to vote on them. And remember, do not vote for Shopkins. Keep them out of the running once again. Until next time, happy hunting, collectors.